Alright, today we're going to take a look at section 3.8, using inverse matrices to solve linear systems. So the things we want to accomplish here is I can find the inverse of a matrix, and I can solve a system of equations using inverses. So the first thing we need to take a look at are just some definitions. Oops, sorry there. So the identity matrix of a matrix is a matrix with ones on all of the main diagonals and zeros everywhere else. So on each of the diagonals, no matter how big or how small the matrix may be, the identity matrix has a negative or a positive one, through the entire diagonal of that matrix. The product of any matrix times its identity matrix will just result back in that matrix. So if you were to put these both in your calculator right now and multiply them together, you would get the original matrix back if you multiply it by its identity. So the next thing we need to look at, and this is going to be our big focus here with the inverses, two matrices are inverses of each other if their product is the identity matrix. So if we take matrix A times its inverse, the inverse we'll see here means that it's being raised to that -1 power. If you multiply those together, you will get that identity matrix back. Biggest thing here, if we take a look at our first example, all we're going to do is put all of these right into our calculator. So remember, if you have decimals, you're going to change those to fractions. So let me pull up my calculator here. Again, remember I showed you guys two different ways to put this in your calculator, so whichever way you are more comfortable with. I'm going to go in through this second inverse button just because I know that all students have this one. I'm going to go over to edit, and I'm going to edit that first matrix, and I'm going to have a 2 by 2 here. So if I arrow over, hit enter, I'm going to fill this information in for my first matrix. So I have 6, 1, 2, and then 4. Hit enter. Then remember, you're going to quit out of that screen. Then we're going to go back into our matrix screen, hit matrix A, and then we're actually going to hit the button that we hit before to get to that matrix screen without hitting anything else. You're going to hit that inverse button. So we go to here, arrow over, and hit enter. Now, we take a look at this, we get all kinds of crazy decimals. So if I were to scroll through and look at this, I have all kinds of crazy decimals here. The nice thing though is we can change all of these to fractions. So if you go second answer and then go to your math button and hit 1, it'll change them all to fractions for us. So this is the inverse of letter A. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. So I have 2/11. I have -1/11. My next one is -1/22. And then my fourth one here is 3/11. So this is the inverse of this matrix. So this is the inverse. Okay, so go ahead and pause now and go ahead and fill in this next one into your calculator and find the inverse. So again, you're filling in all this information and then taking the inverse of it. So you should have 12, -20, 3/2, -7, 12, -1, 3, -5, and 1/2. So this should be the answer that you have in your calculator for that second one. So again, you're just putting these right into your calculator. We don't have to do anything by hand here. Alright, taking a look at our next one, we're going to look at how to solve systems using our matrices. So if we take a look, these are our steps. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to pull the information from the system. So you're going to use the coefficients in front of your x and y in each system. That's going to be within the first matrix. Then what you're going to do is multiply it, then you're going to have that second one, and then on the other side of our equal sign, you're going to have those answers. So to solve that system, what you're going to do here is this step right here. You're going to take the inverse of that first matrix, and then you're going to multiply it by the answers in that second one. So the answers on the other side of our equal sign here. So I know it sounds confusing, but I'm going to show you guys how to put it right into your calculator. So if we look at example 2, first thing I'm going to do is set it up by hand. So again, you're pulling the information in front. So 2, -3, 1, and 4 will be in the first one. And again, I'm going to take the inverse of that and multiply it by the answers. So 19 and -7. When I do this, this will give me my answer to my matrix. So again, I'm going to put this right in my calculator. You can enter it in either way. So again, I'm going to go to, this time I'll use the other option, alpha y equals. Hit that zoom button. Again, I have it 2 by 2. So hit OK. So I have 2, -3, 4, and oops, where's that one going? And 1. Arrow out. Remember, you're going to take the inverse of that, and then you're going to multiply by that next set. So again, I'll go into alpha y equals, hit that zoom. This time I have a 2 by 1. And I'm going to enter in 19 and -7. Arrow out. So I get the matrix answer of 5, 3. Or 5, -3, I'm sorry. 5, -3. Now remember, when you're solving systems, you want them to be written as ordered pairs. So your answer here is 5, my pen's frozen, give me 1 second, is 5, -3. So that's how we solve the system there. Now you guys are going to pause again and try this next one. Again, here's the work here for you. So you should be checking. So remember, you're just typing this into your calculator as you see it. So for this one, my answer is 8.5, 2, or 8.5, 2. So again, we can just plug these right into our calculator. All right, the next one, which I think will be something that you guys will be really excited about, is for our word problems with 3 variables. We can actually do the same thing. So if we read through here, we have 3 different things that we're looking at. So it says a company sells 3 types of movie gift baskets. The basic basket with 2 movie passes, 1 package of microwave popcorn costs $15.50. The medium basket has 2 movie passes, 2 packages of popcorn, and 1 DVD for $37. And then the super basket has 4 movie passes, 3 packages of popcorn, and 2 DVDs for $72.50. We're going to find the cost of each item. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up what each variable is. So this is going to be my passes, X is going to be my passes, Y will be the popcorn, and Z will be the DVDs. Okay, so if I go to set up my system here, if I take a look at the first sentence, we're going to have 2X plus Y equals $15.50. Next one, I have 2X plus 2Y plus Z is equal to $37. And then my third one, I'm going to have 4X plus 3Y plus 2 is equal to $72.50. So again, we just looked at this with solving systems using matrices. We're going to do the same thing here. So just to set up what my matrix should look like based off what we just set up, based off of what we just set up, remember your first matrix is going to come from those coefficients. So in the first one, I have 2, 1, and then for z, I don't have anything, so I'm going to put that 0 in. Next one, I have 2, 2, and 1. And then I have 4, 3, and 2. Remember, you're just pulling the coefficients from in front of each of the variables. So we are going to take the inverse of this matrix and multiply it by the answer. So by 1550, 37, and 7250 to find the cost of each. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my calculator and put this in here. So again, I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to go through either screen again. So I'm going to go with the alpha y equals screen. And I have a 3 by 3. Again, enter my information in, so I have a 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 4 here. Again, my calculator isn't being very cooperative, so 2, 2, this should be my 4. So I'm going to arrow out. Make sure that you take the inverse of this one. Then you're going to multiply it by that second set there, so the number's on the other side of our equal sign, so I'm going to go the same way again. So I have a 3 by 1. So I have 15.5, 37, and 72.50. Alright, so this matrix here, 7, 1.5, and 20, gives me the prices of each. So if I go back to my screen here, it gave me 7, 1.5, and 20. So now I need to convert what this actually means. So for my actual answer, it's going to be $7 for the passes, $1.50 for the popcorn, and then it's going to be $20 for each DVD. So this is my answer here. So you're finding the cost of each. So that's what we did here. Again, if you plug these back in for X, Y, and Z in each one, we can check all of these answers. Again, go ahead and pause here, set up your system, and go ahead and solve using matrices. So again, first thing I'm going to do is identify my variables. So X is going to be the DVD. Y is going to be the video game. And Z is going to be the VHS. For my system then, I have 3x plus 2y plus 4z equals 130. The next one I have 2x plus y plus 5z equals 105. And then the third one I have 3x plus 3y plus 3z equals 135. Now again, you can go ahead, you pull all of the coefficients for that first matrix. So you're going to have 3, 2, 4, 2, 1, 5. 3, 3, 3. And we're going to take the inverse of this one and multiply it by the answers on the other side. So you're going to multiply it by 130, 105, and 135. And then you're going to go ahead and convert your answers. So your answers here should be $20 for a DVD. Then we have $15 for a video game. And then it is going to be $10 for a VHS. Again, this is all we have for you today. We'll go through any questions in class tomorrow.